What's up, YouTube? Jersey Jules back. About 3 days post-op on my gastric sleeve surgery. I haven't posted a video. I posted a short one from the hospital. Just want to update everybody that I actually went through with the surgery. Didn't back out. Backed out the first time 2 years ago, if you see my first video. So I'm going to go through the process with you guys so you get an idea of what to expect if you're thinking about doing the surgery. All in all, I've had quite a few surgeries in my life. My left knee, my left arm, right shoulder twice, vasectomy. Quite a few surgeries. This one was probably the scariest going into because I've never had an abdominal surgery and I didn't know what to expect. And probably the most major surgery. So it was a lot of fear in the back of my head, but the complications very, very, very small up front with this type of surgery. Not as involved as as the other type of surgery. I forget what the gastric bypass, and not as many complications down the road as the lap band. I researched that. I wanted to go through this once and only once, so decided on the vertical sleeve gastrectomy. So my thin blue line back there. Obviously, I'm in law enforcement, getting up there in age, needed to do something about my weight. So, not big on the stats right now. It's only, I got home, I had surgery Monday afternoon at 12. I was home Tuesday afternoon by about 2, 3 o'clock. Tuesday was probably the roughest day at home. I had a couple of bouts of nausea when I would take too big of a gulp, or I thought I was going to have a little bit of problems getting my fluids in that day at home. But it's like the difference between Tuesday to Wednesday was night and day. And it literally does get better, literally hour by hour as you progress. So I'll give you a rundown. So go to the hospital that day, check in. They bring me back to the pre-op room. Put the IV in me. The IV hurt like a fuck. I ain't even gonna kid. You put it in my hand. It fucking hurt. Okay. Matter of fact, I said to my surgeon in the operating room, up until this point, the worst part's been the IV. And he replied that if that's the worst thing I come out of this whole situation with, then he did his job pretty well. But when I seen him the next day after the surgery, in hindsight, 2020, the IV definitely wasn't the worst thing. The gas pain was. But not to scare you. I mean, don't be scared. It's not excruciating pain. It's a little bit of pain. It's a little rough if you don't know what to expect. But I got through it. So, all right. They wheel me back, put the IV in, start getting me fluids. I had a massive headache that day because I was on a liquid diet the day before. So the anesthesiologist comes in. She speaks with me. I told her, I'm a pro with surgeries. I have multiple surgeries. I do get a little nauseous from anesthesia on occasion. It happened to me once or twice. They gave me the patch behind my ear to help with that. She said she'd also be administering medications that would prevent that. Obviously, you don't want to be gagging or throwing up too much after surgery. She also told me she was going to hit me with a nerve. She was going to administer a nerve block in my abdomen muscles to help with the pain that would be in effect for about 12 to 24 hours after the surgery. So she comes in about 10 minutes later, gives me a cocktail through the IV. She called it a cocktail. And let me tell you, at that point, up until that point, I could have backed out. That's how nervous I was. Once they gave me that happy juice, you could have did anything you wanted to do to me. I didn't give a shit. I was high as a kite. I was feeling good. I could have got off that operating table and did a dance the jig if I wanted to. I felt good. I wasn't backing out at that point. No way. So they gave me the nerve blocks in the stomach. And they do that under ultrasound so they could hit your nerve. And that wasn't that bad, honestly. I had the happy juice and it didn't hurt at all. So within 20, 30 minutes, I'm wheeled into the operating room. I met the doctor and he had a young a young understudy, I guess, that was going to be helping him with the surgery. I felt very comfortable. I was like, "Hey doc, hold my beer. Watch this." Like I told you, was going to do in the first video. I said, "We're doing it. You got me. You got me here. You're doing it." I said, "You better hurry up and knock me out. I might jump off the table," joking around. And anesthesiologist came in. She says, "All right, I'm going to start giving you some oxygen. I'm going to start administering medication through your IV. You're gonna start feeling sleepy." It's the last thing I remember. When I met with my surgeon beforehand, he said the most important thing to do, and I highly recommend this. As soon as you wake up from under anesthesia, deep, slow breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth, because it hurts. It does hurt. You feel pressure in your abdomen. It feels like you probably ate too much and have some gas and just really, really need to pass gas, but that's what it feels like. And just the feeling of being groggy combined with that, it's not a comfortable feeling. And if, I could see people panicking. So I woke up. I felt the pain mostly in my upper left flank. I started doing what the doctor said, breathing in through my nose, out through my mouth. The nurse asked me, "How you doing?" For some reason, I lost my voice during the surgery. I don't know why I had no voice. So I just said pain. That's all I remember saying is pain. They gave me some pain meds through the IV. They asked me if I was nauseous. I said, yeah, I was a little nauseous. She gave me the nausea medication through the IV. And I calmed down. It hurt a little bit, not intolerable, like, oh my God, I'm going to die. It was just like, wow, this really kind of sucks. Like, this really, really sucks. So probably within 30 minutes, I felt stable my way. And they actually asked me, my wife was out in the waiting room. They said, "Oh, we're going to bring your wife in." And I told them no. I was telling them no, not yet. I didn't want her to see me like that because she gets kind of freaked out with the pain. Like she got nauseous the last time she seen me in pain after one of my surgeries. So I was like, no, 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 no. I was telling them no, not yet. And they had already brought her back. And she was there. And I remember her just like, "Oh, how you doing?" I'm like, "It hurts." I told her, she's, go home, be with the kids. I'll be all right. And she went home after a short time, and I went up to my room and took some more pain meds and probably took a little nap. I was probably out for about an hour. And within 30, 40 minutes of waking up from that nap, I wanted to get up. I got up on my feet. The nurse came with me and took a walk through the halls with me. And it really wasn't that bad. I was able to walk. I was very, obviously groggy and in discomfort, but not that bad at all. So the most important thing you could do is walk. Get up and walk. I was up walking at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning all night. I got up and walked the halls, walked to the front entrance of the hospital and back, sat in the front lobby, played with my phone, walked back. I just kept walking, and it helped. It helped you get your fluids down, little sips, some ice chips. One thing, they gave me lunch the day I was going to be discharged. They gave me lunch or breakfast had beef broth, and I took a couple of spoonfuls of that, and either I took too much or it didn't agree with me, and I got like super, super nauseous. It was probably the worst nausea I ever got. I got a few dry heaves. Nothing would come up, but a few dry heaves hit me, and I told the nurse, and she gave me some more nausea medication. They also gave me a script for something to take home for that, and I only had to take it once. I was nauseous the first night, and then after that, so like I came home Tuesday. Tuesday was the roughest night for me. I felt like I wasn't getting enough liquids in. I had the chills. Obviously, the nurse called me the next day and said, the chills, that's just your metabolism resetting. You're going to burn off heat or whatever she called it. But otherwise, Tuesday night was the worst. I slept on the couch here, sitting up, upright position. Last night I slept on the couch again, but I laid down a little bit on my side. The incisions don't hurt. Maybe a little tender on the bigger one by my belly button. I got 4 incisions. They're covered with steri strips. Was able to take a shower. All in all, not that terrible of an experience. And, I was terrified for nothing, really. It wasn't that bad. Now the challenge is just the diet and the protein. Today your energy level is going to be absolute shit. Like, complete shit for the first couple of days. Like, Tuesday I had no energy. Wednesday afternoon I had no energy. Today, I think today's Thursday. I have a lot more energy today. I've been drinking a little more protein. I switched over to my full liquids. I drank about a half of this already. I've been drinking my Crystal Light, my water, getting my fluids in, man. I was able to eat 4 ounces of pudding with some unflavored protein powder in it this morning. So my goal is being a big guy, and being a healthy guy that was always in the gym. My goal is to lose fat, not muscle, and I'm going to try to overcompensate with the protein in my diets. I really want to manage to get my protein goals met before the 4 weeks. So I want to be at 64 well before 4 weeks, which is what they want. 64 grams protein, 64 ounces of fluid. The fluid's not a problem. I still get a little, if I drink a little too fast, I'll feel the pressure in my upper left side still from the gas passing. I've been out walked about a mile and a half the other day. Went to the store today, walked just up, man. Up walking, moving around, feeling better hour by hour. That's the key. So, I mean, I don't know what else to say. That's it. Just walk, move. You get into surgery, get your ass out of bed and move. As soon as you wake up and are able to get out of bed, get out of bed. That's the only thing that makes you feel better. Trust me. And your fluids and your protein. Don't skimp on your protein. I got this strawberry Premier Protein. Strawberries and cream. Absolutely fucking delicious. I tell you, I never thought this would taste so good. A few little cravings, like once in a while, dude. And you never realize until you get to surgery. There's food commercials on. Like every 18 seconds is a food commercial for like something Hardee's or Wendy's or Little Caesars or something. Honestly, I get a little craving for some meat or some food, but not bad at all. It passes. I'm cool with the fluids. I'm not hungry. The bloating's starting to go down a little bit. And the day of the surgery, I weighed 291 on my scale at home. Today I was 276. So it's doing something. I can tell you that. If you're thinking about doing a surgery, do your research, and do more research. And when you're ready, you'll know you're ready. I knew I was ready, and I did it. And we'll see how this progresses as we go. But other than that, I'm signing off for now. Don't be too scared. It's going to suck for a couple of weeks, couple of days, whatever. Just take it day by day. Big shout out once again to, King VSG. And my other guy, Fighting 400. He's another big inspiration, another guy on the YouTube channels. And my cousin Angie from North Carolina, she did it. So another big shout out to my buddy Joe Zappla too. He's been texting me, and he was another help where I actually asked him to. And this is crazy. This is a little self-loathing, I think. I asked him to text me every day, calling me a fat fuck, so I didn't back out of this surgery. And as ridiculous as it is, sometimes you just need something like that. You know, guys are a little different. I mean, women are a little more, nice to each other. I needed him to call me a fat fuck on a daily basis, and he did. And I realized that it was time for a change. So, good job, everybody. Good job myself. Good job to Dr. Bertha so far. I'll update you in a couple of days to let you know how I feel. See you later.